Hi, this is Milt. I'm going to walk you through the week 1 assignments for the job search work team. First, I'm starting off at the job search work team page on blightscongeek.org. If you scroll down, your first assignment is to make sure that you take a look at the contract, that you agree to it, and that you send it to me signed, or you can respond an email. Just let me know that you agree to the guidelines presented here. Also, these guidelines talk about the format of the meeting and the progress reports. I'm going to get to that in a minute. And you get to these guidelines on the same page. Now, once you sign up and agree to the terms of the contract, I'll get you an ID for the SharePoint site. The SharePoint site looks like this. These are the different folders. You should have one with your name so you can add your information for the team. There's a contact list so you can get in touch with other team members. And I'm going to take you to that's the contact list. I'm going to take you to my folder where I have a sample activity report. Now, this activity report you can download. It's a Word document. You can download it. And what you want to do is make updates for yourself. So use this as a template. When you give your status report, you start with your hours. These are your metrics. So it would be your hours, number of letters, number of contacts. We'll talk more about that later because we have a spreadsheet that you can use to collect that information. And this is important, so listen up. When you give your report, your verbal report, it's 2 to 3 minutes. You report on what's above the line. So what you're going to cover are highlights. These are positive happenings for you for the past week. Your priorities for this upcoming week. What do you plan on doing for your job search? And then any obstacles to your search. The obstacles we take and we put them into agenda items and prioritize them. That's what we cover for the remainder of the meeting. Now let's talk about what we're going to cover for the first week. I'm going to just go back to the website, and on the website there's what I call a WBS, but there's a guide. Sorry, here's the website. There's a process chart that goes over the process for the job search. Now this information, this process chart is taken right out of the book. So if you go to your book and look at page, I'll give you the page number, page 16. It's called the Pearson method. These are the steps for the Pearson method. And of course, it starts off by reading the book. So you should have the book read by the next meeting. And then you work on your project plan. Now, the project plan is going to take at least a week or two, maybe 3. But you start off with your professional objective. And this is important because in order to do your professional objective, you're going to need to work on a self-assessment, a skills assessment. And I'll talk about that now. The project plan is in the book on page 73. And it has a little chart that has the contents. Like I said, it starts off with a professional objective. Then you get into the target market and target companies. And finally, your core message. So right now I'm going to take a little deeper dive into the assessment. I want to bring your attention to chapter 6, choosing your next job. That full chapter is dedicated to helping you do your assessment and to identify your professional objective. Personally, I like to use a professional objective on the resume as a career objective. You don't have to. Sometimes you can include a professional summary. But your professional objective is critical because this is your project objective. This is what you're trying to accomplish with your job search. Now, let's go back again to what you're trying to accomplish. This is a little trick that I use, or something I found in studying the positive psychology books that we have. And this little trick is about setting your goals and objectives. A professional objective talks about the job you want to find. That's pretty clear. But I also have a little, we call it a job aid, called 6 Steps for Attainment of Any Definite Goal. It's from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I'm bringing this to your attention because you may want to use this as a way to solidify in your mind what you're trying to accomplish as far as your financial objectives. Let's go back to the assessment. On the Blackstone Geek website, under Careers and Technology, there's something called Milt's Toolbox. And on Milt's Toolbox, there are a ton of links, but I do have a section here about doing assessments. I'm going to read a little paragraph to you from one of our workbooks. Self-assessment and career decisions. The original set of job hunting skills, which is still important today, begins with self-assessment. This means examining your interests, skills, and values to decide what kind of work you want to pursue, and clearly enumerating your personal and professional strengths. This self-assessment work is particularly important for those who are just beginning their careers or considering making a big career change, but is useful for everyone to fine-tune their choices on career direction. It's an activity that is included in most programs, sometimes called Know Yourself. It's an internal process, one that can be helped along by a good career counselor and perhaps the use of some psychological instruments. But it can also be done by reading and talking with knowledgeable friends and acquaintances. However, no matter what assistance you have, this is still a self-assessment. It's about your career and your life. Others can help, but others can help you be more objective, but you still need to do it for yourself. Okay, so in the Milt's Toolbox, on this page, there's a little section called Are You Ready? And assessing your skills is one of the first links here, and all these links are helpful. But I'm going to take a deeper dive into the career planning checklist, because as I was going through this material, this kind of stuck out to me as a good checklist that you can follow. It starts with performing a self-assessment and then assessing opportunities. And the reason this is important is because when you're trying to determine what you want to do, what job you want to go after, it helps to look at the marketplace to assess opportunities. You want to have target jobs that are out there, that are useful, that people are paying for, hiring people for. And that's what the first 2 steps for this career planning checklist is all about. The third step, analyze the gaps. This is important if you're going to perhaps do a career change, you want to do some training, and you want to identify your skill gaps so you can go take training in order to prepare yourself. Or maybe take some volunteer assignments or work as a consultant or contractor. And then the rest of this plan is more geared around career development, and it includes formulating an action plan or evaluating, review, and update after you've done check-ins with your supervisor, manager, and coach. Okay? So for this particular exercise of self-assessment, you want to focus on the first 3 steps of this career planning checklist. And again, go to Milt's Toolbox, check these links. You'll find more on doing your assessment and identifying what your career objective, your professional objective should be. This is a link to Job Aid on Monster, an article on monster.com about assessing your skills. So if you have some questions, if you're not sure about the type of job you want, those guides can help. And there's one more page on Blacksmith Geek I want to bring your attention to, and that's the IT roles and IT skills. We have links on this page, and we have job titles. So when you think about IT jobs, think broadly, because there are a ton of different IT titles, IT job titles, and technical skill categories. So you'll see some out here. These are some of the hot skills. There's always more current skills. And then here's some other links that you can check out if you're thinking about job change. There's MIT job families and MIT career path. These are all ways to kind of focus your attention on the type of career path or the type of job you're looking for. Now, if you've already done your self-assessment, if you already know what kind of job you're looking for, and you've taken a look at the job market to see what's available, then you're ahead of the game. In our next meeting, we're going to talk about your professional objective, what it is you're looking for. Because being able to have a vision, a clear understanding, an ability to articulate your professional objective, that's one of the most important things to do in order to get you started. So that's it for now. This is Milt signing out, and I'll talk to you soon.